in tables and computer testing. 15-я лекция. You know that content of the academic subject biology include 4 sections. We considered the first section on previous lesson, and today we will continue and we will talk about the next section: reproduction, heredity, variability, and evolutionary development. All organisms live and reproduce in an environment whose conditions are not efficient to them. As long as the organisms live, its heredity interacts with the environment. The external environment influences the expression of hereditary traits and determines the degree of their manifestation. The interaction of heredity and the environment determines that an organism is a movement and how it should develop in the future. Variability is expressed in the fact that in any generation, individuals are somewhat different from each other and from their parents. This happens because the properties and characteristics of each organism are a complex result of 2 reasons: hereditary information received from the parents and the specific conditions of the internal environment in which the individual development of each organism took place. These conditions are never the same, even for single-litter animals or for plants grow from the seeds of a single fruit. Therefore, organisms developing in different environmental conditions turn out to be somewhat different. That is, they exhibit the property of variability. The more significant the differences in conditions, the more pronounced the variability of organisms will be. The section Reproduction, Heredity, Variability, Evolutionary Development studied the types of reproduction, the pattern of heredity and variability, the historical development of living nature according to certain laws, and is characterized by a set of individual characteristics. Reproduction, cell cycle, growth and development, patterns of heredity and variability, breeding basics, and evolutionary development. In the section Reproduction, Heredity, Variability, Evolutionary Development, knowledge about the reproduction of organisms is complicated from class to class. Spirality in the reproduction subsection is shown in the figure. So, in the 7th class, school children have to describe asexual and sexual reproduction in plants. In the 8th class, compare animal breeding methods. And 9th class, describe the structure of the human reproductive system. Next, information about features of the planning and organization of lessons in the framework of this section. First, modeling method. So, we consider this type of method, and this method includes the next examples. Information models with diagram, graph, and table. Next, interactive methods. The use of interactive teaching methods in the implementation of the curriculum of the updated content allow you, as a future teacher, to achieve good results. The learning using interactive teaching methods can develop communication skills and abilities, establish a good emotional connection in the class, receive new information, find the best ways to solve problems, get answers to your questions, feel free by establishing a close relationship between teacher and classmaster, get opportunity to give reliable arguments and recommendations. For example, cluster is a graphical organization of material showing the semantic field of a particular concept. Clustering in biology classes allow school children to think freely and openly about the topic. The school child writes down the key concept in the center of the sheet and from it draws rays in different directions without the contact with word with other concepts. The cluster can be used at various stages of the lesson when studying various topics. For example, at the challenge stage to simulate fraud activity, systematize available information and identify possible arrays of insufficient knowledge. In interactive learning, the possibilities of the interactive whiteboard are endless. It knows that you can do everything on an interactive whiteboard as on a regular computer. Type and save text, show slides and movies, search for the necessary information on the internet. In biology lessons, you can do a lot of work on a simple flip chart. The teacher can prepare tables, figures, diagrams for practical work, and using the interactive mode, fill them in during the lesson, during work. And last, information and communication technologies, we considered on the previous lesson with examples, presentation, electronic encyclopedias, and more. Control measuring tools for assessing the knowledge of pupils, of course, requirements according to criteria-based assessment and examples in the framework of considered technologies and methods, filling in tables, filling on flip chart, and computer testing.